Hello, everybody. Hello, LeAnn. Hello, Sean. Happy Friday. Happy August 1st. Oh my goodness. Already in August. So today is, my gray really highlights in this lighting. I feel like Cruella de Vil almost. Anyways, today it's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. I am no clarifications. There's never clarifications on Fridays. But instead of just the week ahead, this is the next 2 weeks ahead, because next Friday, August 8th, happens to be Lionsgate. And it's going to be dedicated to Lionsgate. Also, I'm going to make mention that I will be doing my lives a little bit differently. So it's going to be every other. So on weeks that we have the Friday weeklies, which will be now bi-weeklies, if you will, I won't be doing Wednesdays. It'll be reversed. So 1 week I'll do a Wednesday. The next week I'll be doing whatever. So you just have to be subscribed and click the notification bell so you are notified when I will be doing lives. There will still be a live every week. Yes, you do. You let the lions out of the gate that week. You're so funny. Anyways, so that is that in a nutshell. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start with Aries per usual and end on Pisces. Maybe one day I'll switch it up. It just makes it easier for my brain, apparently. But I think that's it. So let's get started. We'll start with Aries on Aries. The next 2 weeks. For Aries, what do we have? This is for the 3rd through to the 16th. I do give, my feeling on the cards along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Aries. Okay. Overall energy for Aries for the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks is number 29, the World card. And it's pertaining to number 1, a main male. Number 26, big luck. And number 16, his thoughts. Interesting. So take it how it resonates. I feel like this is somebody you're dealing with, some main male, whoever pops into your mind when I say main male. And more or less his thoughts. This is also about big luck. So as we get into the cards, be focused on that. The World card's interesting because it has several meanings. And the World card feels very much, I heard adventure, expansion, ending an old cycle, celebration, because we're beginning a new cycle. But I feel very much like you are feeling very much in expansion, a desire to expand. Now, it could be your luck. It could be pertaining to this main male. But I feel more than anything, you're treading into new territory that is going to bring about tremendous luck, if you will. It could even be that this main male is thinking that you are very lucky. Maybe you are their lucky rabbit's foot, kind of. But again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a boss, a friend, whatever. We have the 3 of Earth. This is all about collaboration with others, but also, it's about going off again on your own creative projects, if you will, doing what really lights you up. Number 13, transformation. This is Scorpio energy. This is about transmutation, taking energy and shifting it into something. Well, what are we shifting? The Four of Air. Now, we can look at the Four of Air as rest and rejuvenation, contemplation, yes, but I feel like we're talking more about receiving intuition, guidance, downloads, spiritual practice, meditation. So there's some creative endeavor that you're embarking on, which could be collaborating with others. Either way, you're working with others on some capacity, and you're shifting it into something very spiritual, into opening some kind of, well, gateway or portal, possibly. We are talking about Lionsgate. It could be that something around Lionsgate is going to transmute something for you. It feels like you're bringing in big luck, definitely. And your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. Number 19, rest and rejuvenation. That's akin to the Four of Air. Again, you can see that this person looks not just like they're resting and rejuvenating, but on a spiritual level. Rest and rejuvenation means that they, in essence, are taking a break from the 3D in order to connect to their true essence, their higher self, their spirit self, receiving intuition, guidance, and downloads. And it's pertaining to number 15, success in love. Well, isn't that interesting? And then we have the Two of Water. So in your underlying energy, there is a connection being made. It feels like a very strong spiritual connection. And it feels like there's big luck involved, because we also have the Pentacles. This could be some kind of a business venture that moves into something more. And I feel like his thoughts are talking about feeling very lucky, big luck in this transmutation, this shift, this creation. I feel like you are creating with another. All right, I'm going to shuffle and we'll move on to Taurus while I read the comments. Did you fall asleep on us, LeAnn? Like you left a comment and then I haven't seen you since. In fact, Sean went from number 2 white to number 2 blue or dark purple to number 1 light purple. Interesting. Interesting. Taurus, this is for the next 2 weeks ahead, the 3rd through to the 16th. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross-watch for somebody that you are dealing with. All right, what do we have for Taurus? One more. Taurus, overall energy for the upcoming 2 weeks. Number 30, the garden and the gate. This is the energy of literally needing to step outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like when you do step outside of said comfort zone, we come into number 11, lot of money. Lot of money. Again, this is pertaining to you stepping out of your programming, your comfort zone, moving in, taking that leap of faith, moving into the unknown. We have the Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy. This is you in alchemy. It's like the Midas touch. That which you touch turns to gold. Creating. What are you creating? The messenger of earth. Something tangible. Some opportunity coming in for you. And then we have number 5, the Hierophant, higher level of commitment. That's your energy, Taurus. Very committed you are once you move towards something that you desire. This higher level of commitment feels very much spiritual, like you are ascending on some level. Maybe you're committing to a spiritual practice, like learning how to manifest on purpose, things of that nature. And the underlying, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 9, broken heart. This is mending. This broken heart has been mending for what? Number 35? A long time. It's been a long road. And it's pertaining to a queen of water, specifically Cancer, but it's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So I feel like this is twofold. Something transpiring over the next 2 weeks is indicating that long road of healing your broken heart has come to an end. In essence, I also feel like you're opening up to spiritual gifts and heightened intuition, maybe moving in a new direction pertaining to your spirituality. This also could be upping a commitment, meaning that maybe you're going to finally move towards the next level in a relationship. But you do have opportunities coming in that's providing a lot of money, frankly. That is what I have for you, Taurus. I'm going to shuffle and move on to Gemini. Literally, did LeAnn just leave? She did. Oh. Where have you been, LeAnn? LeAnn, you are not to leave unless I say you can leave. I'm just kidding. You do you. My hand's all wet from condensation. Oh, goodness. No Vicky today, huh? Vicky is on a hiatus. Alrighty. Gemini, this is for the next 2 weeks ahead, the 3rd through to the 16th. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you're dealing with. Okay. Gemini, overall energy. We have 2 that popped out. Number 27, walking away. Number 24, adjacent possibilities. And it's pertaining to number 2, main female. You could be the main female, and or this is somebody that you're dealing with, but there's an energy of walking away and kind of, it almost feels like up in the air on what's going to happen with the adjacent possibilities. For some of you, make sure you're not playing a game with somebody, but this could even be a main female walking away from you. And again, possibilities being endless, like we don't really know what's going to happen kind of energy, being in that energy, like it's open. It's open. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Doesn't necessarily feel bad energetically, but just for some of you, I was inclined to say, make sure you're not doing this to play a game, because be careful what you wish for. We do have the 6 of Earth. This is a windfall of sorts. It also talks about balance, but more than anything, sometimes it really describes begging, because in the Rider-Waite tarot, it depicts almost somebody who's nicely dressed, holding the scales and divvying out money, right? And then the people below them are kind of just disheveled looking and like kind of groveling at the feet. So I feel like this is talking about more about you attempting to bring balance into your life, possibly pertaining to a situation where you felt out of balance, whether it was that you felt beneath somebody, like you were begging for energy or attention or finances. But I feel like this is your attempting to bring balance back into your own situation. With number 18, the moon, Pisces energy. Definitely, there's a need to follow the intuition, always. There even could be heightened gifts at this time, but I feel like there's a need for you to move through your fears. And not only your fears, but the 7 of water, your illusions and delusions. Maybe understand what it is that you're creating, what's set in your heart space, your emotional body, if you will. This feels very much like you're also needing to make a choice, like on what it is that you want to manifest, and stick with it. Don't be wishy-washy, and go vague if you need to. And also understand that there is free will when it comes to other people. So it would be the essence of something or somebody, not a specific. So maybe go general, vague, more open. But like, instead of saying, I'm going to give an example, like, I want this blue Corvette. And then tomorrow you're saying, ooh, but I really like the yellow Ferrari. No, you need to pick one, and you can go general. It doesn't have to be blue. It doesn't have to be yellow. I would like a Corvette or a Ferrari, not this one day, that one day. Maybe I'm happy this day with this. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I want this color. It's like, get out of the illusion and delusion and make a choice. And that goes for if you are maybe rose-tinted glasses situations. Make sure that you are grounded and understanding and very clear. Underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 10, storm warning. And it is pertaining to number 16, his thoughts. So there's some kind of conflict taking place pertaining to his thoughts. Storm warning indicates a rough time, overthinking, overanalyzing, fear, stress, anxiety. And it's regarding putting forth the work, energy, and effort into a number 5 higher level of commitment, Taurus energy. So there's definitely a situation of a main female walking away. Either you're walking away, somebody's walking away, and the possibilities are kind of endless. There's an energy of deciding to try to bring balance back in because somebody maybe was put on a pedestal. There's a need to go through the fears and follow your intuition and to get out of that wishy-washy fantasy land and really come down into making a solid choice and decision what it is that you want to create. His thoughts are murky at best, stormy, angry, frustrated, confused, overthinking, overanalyzing, fear, stress, anxiety, regarding putting forth the work and energy and effort into a higher level of commitment. I'm going to shuffle and we'll move on to Cancer. That's hilarious, Sean. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yeah, maybe not start a comedy channel, John. righty. Cancer. Cancer, this is for the 3rd through to the 16th. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. What does Cancer need to know? Cancer, my nose itches. Overall energy for this upcoming 2 weeks, we have number 9, broken heart. There is a heart that is healing, possibly yours. You could be the main female and or it's somebody you're dealing with, but there is a broken heart mending pertaining to a main female. We have a messenger of earth, which is interesting because the messenger of earth is bringing in some kind of opportunity, and it appears to be the 6 of earth, some kind of a windfall, balance, but also this is the energy of possibly receiving some kind of a loan or financial handout, help, if you will. We have the Fool card. It's allowing for a new beginning, for you to take a leap of faith, start a new cycle in something. So I feel like you're mending some form of a broken heart pertaining to a main female and or you're the main female. There is an opportunity coming in for you, some kind of financial windfall or help, if you will, a loan coming through in order to allow you to have a new start. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 4, happy family. And it is pertaining to number 4. Ooh, 4, 4. You could be seeing a lot of 4s. A meeting. So it's interesting because happy family is kind of like a blended family coming together. It's akin to the 10 of Cups, like feeling very blessed, happy, blended family coming together, unconditional love. And we're talking about this pertaining to a meeting. So maybe you had a family meeting, maybe all sat down to have a nice good old chat. There could be assistance coming from the family. We have the Page of Air. It's allowing for truth, clarity, insight with the High Priestess, Pisces energy. Well, you could actually have a High Priestess in your family. You could be the High Priestess or dealing with a High Priestess. But if anything, this is talking about your spiritual gifts, being open to your intuition and heightened abilities, which Lionsgate is on the 8th. We are currently in the portal, but it is most potent on the 8th, and there could be you receiving intuitive hits, guidance, downloads, communication with deceased loved ones. We have number 12, Pisces energy again, Hanged Man. Either you have strong Pisces in your chart or you are in some way affiliated in this life or past life with a Pisces. The Hanged Man is you being able to gain a new perspective. You're either gaining it through the advice of this High Priestess, spirit guide, possibly family member. Maybe it's a family member that you're having a meeting with that's bringing in truth and clarity. They could be a psychic, something to that extent. So take it how it resonates. But you're gaining a new perspective. I feel like it's assisting you in shifting this broken heart energy. I feel like you are very blessed. Maybe that is just a little reminder you needed. All right, I'm going to shuffle and we will move on to Leo. They're all good, LeAnn. I don't know. I don't remember. Feels like it was ages ago that we did Taurus. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. La cucaracha, chimmy, 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 chonga. I know that's not how the song goes, but that's how I have always sung it. And how I will continue to sing it. Just so you're all aware. I do not. I do not have big plans. I just am on a mission. I'm on a mission. And there's no need to lollygag. And you all should be on a mission too. I'm just kidding. Leo. Leo, I should mention that this is from the 3rd through to the 16th. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. And or cross watch for somebody that you're dealing with. So, Leo. Happy birthday, by the way, Leos. Overall energy, we have number 15, appreciation in the reverse, which tells me you're lacking in appreciation. Maybe because we have high honors and big luck, 26 and 25 in the reverse. So there's a correlation between, when you feel appreciation for things, the universe gives you more to feel appreciative of. And when you're lacking in appreciation, well, you don't get anything to be appreciative of. So I find it interesting because at first I was like, gosh, was that like a mistake? It came out in the reverse, but maybe it shouldn't be that way. It is their birthday month. It's Lionsgate. Like, it should be big luck and high honors and appreciation. So maybe some of you are. But when I asked that question in my mind, I received, nope, let them lie. Therefore, some of you are actually lying, but really in general, what it's telling me is, no, this is meant for somebody who needs to hear this. So here we go. We have the Page of Fire. That would be your energy, passion, drive, taking action, towards a King of Air. But I find it interesting because Page energy is very immature. And we're moving towards a King of Air. The King of Air is Gemini specifically, but it's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This is somebody who puts a lot of thought into things. In fact, sometimes they overthink it to death. But it's also an energy of somebody who doesn't mince words. They're very focused and analytical. They're willing to cut out people, places, and situations that don't serve them. With a Page of Water, again, there's some kind of flirtation. It's almost a feeling of like trying to shoot your shot with this person. And then we have number 7, which is victory, success, and forward momentum. Now, I feel as though this is, if this is transpiring for you, which it might be, maybe you're lacking in appreciation, feeling honored or lucky when it comes to this situation. For others of you, it just feels like this is shooting a shot. It's very immature. With the Page of Water, it's kind of sweet flirtation. Page of Fire, it's kind of like, kind of just, it feels very immature. And it feels very much like, I'm just playing. I'm just being playful. And you're playing with the King of Air. So I don't know how that's going to work out for you. Difficult, possibly. Very difficult, possibly. In your underlying, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 22, yin energy. This is about going within. It is a spiritual winter, if you will, which is akin to like the Hermit card, going within, figuring out your truth. But it's pertaining to number 8, false person. Now, I like this card. It's interesting. Because although you would consider that to be a puppet, the first thing that came to mind was it's a dummy. It's a dummy. And the reason, like, are you playing somebody for a fool, or are you the fool? And it feels like somebody's pulling the strings. Something is going to shift for you, and it's pertaining to this situation. It feels almost like a wake-up call. We have a messenger of water. So this is a little bit more serious. This is also about following your heart. With number 14, patience, divine timing, Sagittarius energy. There's something that's going to play out in divine timing. And number 13, transformation, the death card, which tells me that something is going to come to an end in order for you to shift for a new beginning towards number 19, your sun, right? Leo energy, your happiness, your success, your abundance, your prosperity. Either this never worked out, or you're the false person playing games. Or maybe they're the false person playing games. You can switch the roles, but I'm going to read it as if it's you, okay? I'm going to read this as if you're the one that's playing games. You're the one pulling emotional strings to get your way. Very unappreciative, not feeling lucky that you even landed this situation. Whatever it is, not feeling like this is a very high honor. Or it could be reversed, like somebody's doing that with you. Either way, there's truth and clarity coming when somebody goes inward. And I feel like you're the one that's going to go inward. I almost feel like this could be somebody else's energy. You're going to see that they're a false person. But take it how it resonates. They could be seeing that you're the false person. And that's when there's a major shift and change that's going to take place. There's going to be, in essence, kind of an awakening. Somebody is in delusional la la land. Maybe put somebody on a pedestal and the other person is playing games. That's happening this week. I'm going to shuffle and we will move on to Virgo. Happy Friday, everybody. That's why you're here, Sean. Being playful in the chat when you should be working. Not only happy Friday, but happy April 1st. August is what I meant. Not April, August. Happy August 1st. Apparently I'm off by like several months. Happy August 1st. Buck up, LeAnn. I'm a smoker. You'll be fine. I'm so terrible. I remember we had forest fires here. And I smoked anyway while breathing in the horrible, this is several years back, when like our whole summer was, you never saw the blue sky. And the sun would just be like, it was all gray, foggy. Anyway, so do you get a sinus infection from? Interesting. I don't think you're fragile. I think you're tougher than you believe. All right, Virgos. And really quick, Sean, nobody ever knows what I'm thinking. That's the magic of being a Pisces. All right, Virgo. This is for the weeks ahead, the 3rd through to the 16th. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way, so take what resonates, Virgo, and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements. Your sun, your moosing, your sun, your moon, your rising, and or your Venus. Also feel free to watch people that you are stalking. Just trying to figure out what they're thinking, what's going on in their life. Was that an interesting way to put it? People that you're stalking. Leave that one there. Alrighty. What did I say we were on? Virgo. Overall energy. Number 41, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. And it's pertaining to number 30, legal matters. This is your connection, your intuition to spirit. The 7th chakra is where you receive like the knowing, the downloads, inspiration. And it's pertaining to legal matters. So I feel like this is talking about an out-of-the-box approach when it comes to a judgment or a decision that you need to make. Now, yes, it could pertain to court. And in that respect, follow the intuition. But I feel like that we're talking about an out-of-the-box, something that may not seem logical to some. But we do have the 4 of water. The 4 of water is talking about being unsatisfied emotionally with the opportunities that you currently have been receiving or past opportunities. But it almost feels like we're holding out for something better, something that makes your heart sing, something that's in alignment with your heart desires. And it's interesting because if we're talking about some form of a court matter, I mean, that could be like I'm holding out for a better offer or opportunity. And even if we're talking about a final judgment call that you're making and it doesn't pertain to the court system inadvertently or whatever, it could again be like I'm waiting to make that final judgment because this just isn't it yet. Like it's not in alignment yet. We have the 6 of air. This is all about moving to calmer waters. For a lot of you, this is talking about a divorce and needing to rise above, think outside of the box, follow your intuition, really I felt put your heart first, but also not in the respect of there's a fine line and a difference between our true heart and our ego. And a lot of times we think that these emotions and feeling are, oh, it's my heart. I truly love this person, or I truly feel this way. Well, thoughts trigger emotions. And so if you're programmed a certain kind of way, you can be misguided by said thoughts triggering emotions. Like, oh, I think they love this person. And then you realize later, I think it was lust. But I swore it was love when I was feeling it. Turns out it was lust. Or turns out it was like, I have this habit of wanting something that I can't have or that's difficult to get. And then once I get it, I don't want it. Kind of. So, yes, I feel like you're meant to follow your heart and listen to your heart. But it's to understand the difference between the ego and your true essence. We have a Queen of Air. The Queen of Air is Libra energy specifically, but it's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. You could be dealing with a Libra. This is very wise, this energy. And this is somebody who's very focused. They are very diplomatic. It's also, Libra is all about the scales of balance, right? And you're moving into calmer waters with said energy. Whether you're embodying this energy or it's somebody you're dealing with. This, I mean, look at the owl. Like, this is the wise old owl, which brings very, it feels like spiritual wisdom. And it being that we do have you sitting in this energy, I definitely feel like you're embodying this on some level, Virgo. I feel like you're shifting away from, in essence, whether it was a marriage, a partnership, some kind of experiences that just weren't pleasing. I feel like you're following your heart. You're holding out for what you truly desire. You're moving into emotionally and mental calmer waters. And I feel like you're truly embodying the wisdom. Like you gained the wisdom through this experience. In the underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 51, Healer of the Ages. Pertaining to number 15, Success in Love. And a Messenger of Water. Seahorses mate for life. I feel as though there's something that you were thinking outside of the box on. There is something that you're holding out for, following your heart, your truth. I feel like you have the focus and the wisdom. For a lot of you, you could be turning into this healer of the ages when it comes to romance. But more than anything, I feel like there is some kind of a healing taking place pertaining to your clarity, truth, and awareness when it comes to emotional situations, specifically romance. And with the Messenger of Air, I definitely feel like there is a connection that's going to be made, but I also feel like you are following your heart, your true heart. Not the ego, not the mind, not the games, not the patterns or programming, whatever you want to call it. This is truth, your true heart. I do feel like this is playing out in divine timing. Don't overindulge. Go with the flow. Follow your intuition. That being said, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Libra. Who am I stalking? Nobody. I don't need to stalk people. What's meant for me will never pass me by. We are halfway through. Halfway through. I can't wait for next Friday. Maybe it's the other way around, LeAnn. Maybe it's the other way around. Libra. Libra, this is for the 3rd through to the 16th. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. and or cross watch for somebody that you're dealing with. Libra, what's going on? Libra, overall energy, number 20, envy. Libra, I'm going to read this as if it's your energy. If you feel at some point you're like, nope, that's not me, it's somebody I'm dealing with, you feel free to swap the roles. But because it's your reading, I'm going to read it as if it's yours. So there's envy and jealousy pertaining to a lack of change. We have number 9, change in the reverse, which tells me that, yeah, there's envy and jealousy that something in your life isn't shifting or changing, and it must be for somebody else's, or you wouldn't be paying attention. We have a 10 of water. So 10 of waters it's unconditional love and it's family, but it's also a 10, which means that it's the ending of a cycle. And then we have a 6 of water, which is reminiscent of past, possibly childhood or past love. And the 7 of earth, which is kind of waiting for your seeds to bloom, the seeds that you've been planting. Now, when you're envious and jealous that you are not receiving the change or whatever it is that you're trying to receive, you are putting that energy out in the universe, and therefore you will get more of exactly what you are putting out, which is, I don't have and everybody else has. Envy, jealousy is going to keep you stuck where you're at. So regardless of feeling like maybe family life was simpler back in the day, or reminiscing on how things used to be, or desiring that now, trying to relive or bring back, have somebody come back around, whatever it is with that 6 of water and the 10 of water, we're talking about your emotional attachments here. And the 7 of earth, seeds you've planted, and you're literally looking at them like, where are they? Where is this unconditional love? Where is this past life soulmate that I want to come back, or this person from the past, or relive these past experiences? Where is it at? I don't see it. You know why there's not another card here? Because it's not going to come. Not when you're sitting in this energy. This is going to push it farther and farther away. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that may or may not be aware to you, or you may or may not be aware of, we have number 35, first chakra, Archangel Michael. Stability, security, and it's pertaining to number 21, the living room. So you're kind of in an energy of survival. When we're in our first chakra, that's what you're contemplating or thinking of. And the living room can be a few things. Family, it could be your current home situation, but it also talks about a specific room in the mind. The mind is filled with rooms, because the mind to me resembles a house where there's different rooms that need to be cleared out. There's old rooms that you haven't gone into in a long time. There's, the junk room that keeps all that clutter and all the burdens. So when I look at this, it feels very much like there's a need for you to get out of this or clear out this room in your own mind that is in fight, flight, survival mode. And one way to know if you're in that is envy, because if you were in an energy of knowing that you create your own reality, you would be grateful that other people have things, because it's the universe showing you it's possible for you. Now, it's very lacky mindset, very lack. We have number 16, the Tower. Scorpio, Aries energy. Things are going to maybe shift tremendously, unexpectedly. I'm not getting a specific direction on which they're going to shift to. I mean, if I were to go by the next card, I would say possibly good, but it's the 3 of water. So the 3 of water can be a few things. It can be partying too much, celebrating, overindulging, but it also can be a time of celebration. Only you're going to know, but the Tower is life-changing. This is a major shift and break. Something not built on a steady foundation is going to crumble. I am hoping that it pertains to this negative Nelly energy, this envy, this desire to have what somebody else or have something else, but feeling like you can't do it on your own because you're stuck in this energy in your underlying. So hopefully that explained it all for you, Libra. I'm going to shuffle and move on to Scorpio. That is entirely possible, Sean. Like I say, I can only read the energy as if it's yours, but it definitely could be that it's somebody else's in your energetic field. Like somebody's watching you change and they're upset because they're not changing and they're not, moving in the same direction as you. Oh, I love that, LeAnn. I cannot necessarily remember what dragonflies symbolize, but they're good omens. Look up spiritual symbolism of a dragonfly. Spiritual symbolism of a dragonfly. No. Maybe. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV or movies. And if I do, it's because somebody else is watching it and it's in the background. Scorpio. I just got the A team. Dun 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 dun. All right, Scorpio. This is for the next couple weeks ahead. The 3rd through to the 16th, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way, Scorpio. So always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Always feel free to flip the rules if need be, but I always read it as if it's you. I feel like I need to start just saying that now. Scorpio. Come on, you guys. Quit being so crummy. Scorpio, overall energy is number 7, community in the reverse. Pertaining to number 13, a rich man in the reverse. So, I feel like you don't feel like you've got the backing of financial stability through a person, specific person. Could be a boss, could be you just feeling poor, pitiful me. Community in the reverse makes me feel like people have shunned you or shut you out, that you don't have the backing of the community. And the rich man in the reverse signifies to me that either this is your energy, you're the rich man in the reverse, meaning that you're poor, and maybe shunned from a group, and or that this is a person. I just feel like it's you, male or female, frankly. I don't know. We'll get more into it. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I just feel like you feel shunned or poor. And it doesn't have to be financial poor. It could be but kind of like the community, family, friends have shut you out kind of energy. We have the 8 of water, which is the 8 of water. Excuse me. No, we don't. We have the 8 of earth. Maybe the 8 of water is pertinent. Maybe there was an emotional detachment. Maybe that's what that's about. The 8 of earth is all about putting forth the work, energy, and effort towards the 4 of water. Well, the 4 of water is rejection. So putting forth a lot of work, energy, and effort towards rejection. Did you reject somebody? Did somebody reject you? It also talks about feeling rejected and focusing on that. Undesirable emotional situations, outcomes, be it whatever. So when you put a lot of work, energy, and effort to focusing on the undesirable, you create more of it. We have the call, number 20. You're being called to surrender. Scorpio energy. Surrender to what is and move in a new direction. It talks about releasing what your focus is on, letting go, surrendering of that, and shifting that, right, into something else. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, which is totally not helping your cause, is number 26, hostilities. I will say I'm really proud that, we haven't actually gotten to Capricorn yet, so I shouldn't speak, but normally Capricorn gets this card. But your underlying energy is hostilities pertaining to number 12, a rich girl. So I'm surprised you didn't get the envy, jealousy card, because that's kind of what it feels like. Like you are not the rich one. You're not feeling rich. You're not creating wealth in friends, community, possibly financially, emotionally. It feels like you've put forth a lot of work, energy, and effort to either rejecting some people or feeling rejected, or both, which is creating it in your own life. And you're being called to surrender it and move in a new direction. It's a final judgment. Make that call. Underlying energy, you're hostile towards a rich girl or wealthy, if you will. And you're holding on to the 4 of earth. You're holding on to the 5 of air. Conflict, fighting, anger. Well, no wonder. No wonder the community has turned their back on you. And again, community can be family members. It can be friends. It can be coworkers. It's like you've created this. You literally put forth the work, energy, and effort to either reject somebody else or feeling rejected, which created it. Either way, you've created it, underlying and physical. So it behooves you to really go within and understand the laws of the universe. Scorpio. I'm going to shuffle and we'll move into Sagittarius. You got to go with the one that resonates. The one that tickles your spine. It could be both. Yeah, it doesn't have to be just one, by the way. I definitely feel like it was a sign for you. I don't know what that means. Messengers from reportedly. All right. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Hey, Saggy, this is for the week of the 3rd through to the 16th. The weeks, plural, more than one. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. Ooh, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay. Sag. Overall energy, we have number 24, adjacent possibilities, pertaining to number 13, a rich man, and number 21, living room. Interesting. So, adjacent possibilities is like leaving something open to chance. And although that isn't necessarily a bad thing, when you are manifesting on purpose, you truly want to envision what it is that you truly desire. Not, it could go this way, it could go that way. And I feel like for some of you, this is pertaining to, definitely pertaining to a thought in your mind about said rich man. You may want to be the rich man. It could be a rich man you're encountering. But I also feel like this could, for some of you, this is pertaining to like some form of remodeling or a home. Some form of luxury shopping or something, like luxury home shopping or something to that extent. And I don't know why. I don't normally get that. But for some of you, you're like upgrading your current home and or you're like, is it called luxury home shopping? I don't know. Maybe remodel, like I'm not sure. It's a different one. We do have the 6 of fire. Well, the 6 of wands is recognition. For some of you, it's even acclaim, small level of fame. It could be that you're receiving some kind of a bonus or being recognized possibly by said rich man. So take that how it resonates. We do have number 5, the Hierophant. I feel like this is a higher level of commitment for sure, pertaining to a Queen of Water, Cancer energy specifically. Now, if this is a person, you could be, it's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but Cancer specifically. You could be talking about a higher level of commitment with said water sign. But I feel as though this is talking about on a spiritual level, especially with the water energy, that this is a higher level of commitment towards your spiritual gifts, your psychic abilities. And Sag, you are very well known for having abilities, whether it's your heightened intuition, your interesting. I heard karmic past, so maybe some of you are able to get into the Akashic records and or astro travel, things of that nature. That I just feel like there's something that is, for some of you, you're actually recognizing how deep your gifts go. With the Lionsgate portal, it could be opening up something huge for you. And again, that could be the remodel in the mind. So I don't know, if you've watched me long enough, you know that when it comes to the house or like the living room, a lot of the times to me, it pertains to the mind. And when we're talking about adjacent possibilities and we're talking about the living room, it feels like something, recognition. This all feels like this could be some kind of a shift in your spiritual awakening, if you will, to gifts or so much more. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 10, storm warning. And it is pertaining to number 5, the good Lord. Wow. Isn't that just something? The good Lord. Interesting. So the storm warning is kind of like things are going to get a little bit turbulent. And when it talks about the good Lord, which is so interesting because we see this whole thing almost reminds me of like Greek mythology. And then we have like the, doesn't that look like, what is that thing that, the cup, the round table, the Knights Templar tried to protect the, I don't know, wasn't it in Indiana Jones too, where they went to get the, what is it called? Somebody give it to me. Not the Ark of the Covenant, is it? The cup that, I don't know if it was supposed to be Jesus's cup. I don't remember. Anyways, this feels very biblical to me, if you will. High reaction king. And it feels very spiritual. Like we're talking about the good Lord and the storm warning. And I left out the best card over here. Number 3, the Empress. Rebirth. So whatever is shifting and transforming in you is creating, like you're born again. For some of you, you're going to go get baptized into whatever religion. Teach their own. No judgment here. But the Empress is all about turning your dreams into reality. It's about rebirth. It's about prosperity, abundance. It's about a time of fertility to turn your dreams into reality. The Holy Grail. Thank you. That's what that looked like. And it could create a storm warning because we're talking about like a spiritual awakening, and it's like a major shift and change, especially if you're opening up to these spiritual gifts or heightening them to where like, maybe before you had a little bit here and there, but you kind of randomly could talk yourself out of it. Like, oh no, that was probably just the electricity, not, the lights flickering in Morse code or, whatever. Now it's going to be like undeniable. And like I said, something about, and again, on a mundane level, yes, you could be recognizing a higher level of commitment with a person, coming into money, revamping a room in your home. But this feels more like revamping a room in your mind, like luxury, like something shifting majorly. And frankly, it could be both, because as within, so without. I should have said as within, so without, but you know what I mean. Small level of fame for some of you, or this person could have some kind of level of fame that you're meeting. I definitely feel like there is another person involved on some level. I'm going to shuffle and move on to Capricorn. You're so funny. We're getting there. We've got Capricorn, Aquarius, and then Pisces. No, he did not come back. But then I saw signs up everywhere of a missing cat that matched the description. Although we live literally right at the edge of the mountain. Like, I gotta be honest. And I don't mean just any mountain, like the Cascade Mountain Range that travels from like Canada all the way to California. So I don't know. It might have been lunch or dinner. Although a lot of times cats come back, so who knows? What now, Sean? My hoodie size? I don't know. Large, I guess. Is that what you're asking? Oh, is he? I don't know. We'll find out. Capricorn! Capricorn, this is for the weeks ahead. The 3rd through to the 16th. Yes, that's what it is. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements. Your sun, your moon, your rising, and or Venus, or you can cross-watch, aka spy, on another, if you know their information. Oakley Dokley, Capricorn. Whoa, Capricorn. Wow. We have number 12, the templed path. That's your energy. And it's pertaining to number 13, a rich man, and number 12, a rich girl. Now, when it comes to wealth, the energy starts from within, feeling wealthy in general, not just financial, because there's more to wealth than just ducats, right? Although that is part of it. But the fact that you feel very much on your templed path, the energy of your templed path opening up for you in the next 2 weeks, and it is pertaining to you and a counterpart. If it's not you and a counterpart, it could be that there is a couple coming in that is on your templed path. So we will move through, but we are not clarifying because this is Friday and we don't do that. You could be seeing a lot of 8s as well. We have the 8 of fire. This is something, the 8 of fire is very fast moving passion. It could be communication, but it seemingly comes out of nowhere. Unexpectedly, bam, here it is. And then we have number 17, the star, Aquarius energy, which is all about wish fulfillment, but also it's about faith in the future and in your dreams. And then we have the 8 of water, emotionally detaching. We're not just emotionally detaching for any specific reason. We're emotionally detaching because we are looking for our 9 of cups. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, but it's also emotional sovereignty, which means we're pulling the emotions out of something. Not the I desire it emotions, but the emotions like everything's writing on this. I have to have this. It's kind of like when we get to a point where we're not so attached. Like, okay, how do I explain this? When you truly want something and desire something to a point of like, I gotta have it, it rarely comes. When you get to a point where you're like, meh, is normally when it comes in. Kind of like, let's say you lose something, car keys, I don't care, phone, whatever. And you're frantic, the remote, that's a good one. You're frantically looking everywhere for it. And finally you're like, F it. Whatever. I'm done. And you go off and do something for, 30 minutes, an hour. And then you come in and there it is. Sitting in the spot that you thought you looked in 400 times. But there it is. Like, what? I checked there. But because you emotionally detached from it, which didn't mean like, I'm never going to see the remote again. Like, I hate the remote. Like, it was literally like, I'm separating my emotions from this situation, is when it comes in. This is beautiful energy. The way that this is all set up. Like, this is good stuff. I don't know if it's the dream, the desire, the faith in the future that's going to come in seemingly out of nowhere, like out of the blue. One day it just hits you and you're like, oh, that would be so great. That would be so grand. And then there's an emotional detachment, which leads to the 9 of Cups. Or this is something you've wanted for a while. We have number 51, the healer of the ages, in your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. And it's pertaining to number 33, murky thoughts. So there's a shift taking place in your thoughts and the way that you think of things, whether it's self-sabotage, overthinking, overanalyzing, fear, stress, anxiety. The healer of the ages is coming in to shift that energy. That healer of the ages could be that you are making a choice to go into more understanding of the law of the universe and things of that nature, the programming, the paradigm, all of that. That could be you turning the healing inward. But we do have the 7 of air. The 7 of air is a few things. It is strategy sometimes, but I also feel like this is talking about that energy that's being healed or shifted. It could be self-sabotage on some level. But then we have the Ace of Earth, which the Ace of Earth is that desire, that new beginning, that wealth, that windfall that's coming in. And the rich, right? This is an energy. I feel like you are on your temple path. There's no other way to say it. And things are going to start taking place that are going to start lining up. The Ace of Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, is a windfall of sorts, a new opportunity, something tangible, but it's being created in the underlying energy. So it's not made manifest yet, but I feel as though that's going to come with that 9 of Cups. Lion's Gate is a very powerful portal. Just saying. I'm going to shuffle and move on to Aquarius. Oh my gosh, Vicky. She made it. Ooh, maybe. So it's interesting because it is so much easier to manifest things we don't care about, that we're not looking for. So actually, it is okay to feel meh about it. And not, it's almost like, it's not like you don't want it. It's like you're indifferent. So here's the deal. When you, I'm trying to think of, besides the example I gave when you're looking for something and then you literally stop looking for it, like you've given up. You've surrendered and moved in a new direction. It's a very fine line. It's not like you get to a point where you're like, I don't even want it anymore. I don't care. Because clearly you do. It's when you are emotionally, it doesn't matter whether, like, it doesn't make or break me. It's kind of like when you, give me another example. One that preferably goes with finances. Okay, let's say you get a Christmas or a birthday card from a relative every year, and every year they put, a $2 bill in it or a $20 bill. Maybe the first time you got it, you were just like, oh my gosh. And then maybe for, every year you're like, oh, I hope I get it. And then after like 5 years, it's just a thing, but you're still getting it. And then maybe out of the blue, they up it to $40. But you weren't like, maybe that's not a good example. It's an energy, and I guess it's kind of hard to explain because I don't want people to think, oh, you just don't want something and then you manifest it. And that's not necessarily what it is. It's an energy. It's an emotional detachment to the outcome or an indifferent. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I feel like you're both on my Facebook. If you guys want to connect. Because I don't want to put, or if it's okay, I will share. Can you share people's, I think you guys can connect through my Facebook. But yeah, I don't want to put anything on here because one never knows. Whoop. Okay, Aquarius. Oh, shoot. Aquarius. Did I shuffle? I thought I shuffled. Yeah, I guess I did. Aquarius, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross-watch for somebody you're dealing with. This is for the next couple weeks ahead, the 3rd through to the 16th. Always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to swap the roles if you're like, no, you're talking about somebody I'm dealing with. I always read it as if it's your energy. So, Aquarius. Overall energy. Number 12, Templed Path. Interesting. Pertaining to number 31, Short Illness. That feels like ascension sickness to me. Honestly, it feels like you are also on your templed path, and we are going into the age of Aquarius, so I guess it makes sense. Also, the rest of the cards just kind of point in the direction that, yes, you are on your templed path. Now, also, Lionsgate is taking place. That can have some significant, sporadic spiritual awakenings, shifts in energy, course corrections, things of that nature. We have the Empress, Taurus, Libra energy, number 3, rebirth. I just saw the Phoenix rising in my third eye. So this feels very much like a time of fertility, a time for you to create your dreams, turn them into reality. But more than anything, it feels very much like rebirth, new beginnings. Not just any new beginning, but we have the Messenger of Air. These cards I love. It's the Good Tarot deck. And this to me signifies that you are receiving guidance downloads. For some of you, this is telepathy. For more of you, these are opening up the clairs as well. And then we have the 10 of Earth. This is something that is interesting because I'm feeling very much like we are talking about some kind of steady, grounded foundation. something that can be built upon, something upwards of the next 10 years. This feels like we're not talking about an ending necessarily with the Ten of Earth. This feels like if you are having some form of an ending, there's a brand new beginning, and it's going to be very stable, financially secure. I do feel like, again, we are talking about a major rebirth for you. In the underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 15, appreciation. Feeling appreciation pertaining to number 35, a long road. Well, although I feel like it's been a really long road to get to this point for you, I definitely feel like you have quite the journey ahead, but it's going to be worth it every second of every day. We do have the Queen of Air, specifically Libra, but this is air energy, so this is you. And I feel like you are, when you look at this card, it's just like the wise owl to me, and I love birds. But this is talking to me about somebody who is incredibly spiritual with the white owl. It feels very much kind of witchy vibes, if you will, but focus and the ability to kind of tune into the spirit realm as well as the physical. This feels very much like you are owning your power, in your power, open gifts for sure. And for some of you, you're turning it into something very grounded and stable financially. So that's what I have, Aquarius. I'm going to move into the Pisces. Oh my gosh, Sean. Do you guys need me to match you up on Facebook, or can you do that your own self? I don't mind helping. I just don't know. I don't know if it would be easier. I don't know if you can like search people's names on Facebook. Like on my Facebook. Do you know what I mean? Oh, well, I don't have your website. So you would have to, can you put your website in the comment section? Or if you cannot, because sometimes there's restrictions, which I would have at some point set to keep naughty things out of my chat, you can send me the link in Facebook Messenger and then I can forward it to her. Okay, let me get into the final sign. 128.48. Alrighty, Pisces. Pisces. Lastly, but not leastly, les Piscerones. Pisceroni. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. That one just fell out. Where do I put that one? I guess we put it there. Crunch. This is for the weeks ahead, weeks plural, the 3rd through to the 16th. So, Pisces. Overall energy, we have Angel of Strength, number 50 in the reverse. And it's pertaining to number 18, Small Child in the reverse. For some of you, this is talking about Well, for all of you, it is talking about lacking your personal power, your strength. You're kind of giving your power away. The small child in the reverse could talk about your inner child. But it also could pertain to an actual physical child. But it's lacking. So we're talking about lacking maybe self-love to the inner child. Maybe for some of you, it's talking about you attempting to make said child. I don't know. I feel like we're talking about inner child and the lack of your personal strength and power and perseverance, which tells me that we are really out of balance, really not in alignment with our... It feels like you're giving your power away. We have a Queen of Earth. I just received the web, and I will forward it on when we're done here. Queen of Earth, specifically Capricorn, but it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So if you are dealing with a small child that you're giving your power away to, I heard man-child. Interesting. For some of you, this is pertaining to an adult acting like a child. For some of you, it could be you. Either way, you're out of your power and your strength. Yes, like a man-child. Queen of Earth, Capricorn specifically, but it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is the energy of somebody who is grounded, stable. This is the energy of somebody who likes the finer things in life. They are very earthbound energy. Slow and steady wins the race with these folks. I definitely feel like you're dealing with an earth sign, and we have the Two of Air, which is telling me that there's a need to make a choice or a decision that you're unwilling or unable to between that person and the Fool card. The Fool is interesting. Aquarius, Aries energy. It's talking about a new beginning and taking a leap of faith. If it's not a specific person, we're talking about something grounded and stable, or should I take this leap? Like, I've already got something stable, or should I take this leap? Not making a choice or a decision is making a choice and a decision. And you're out of your power. I honestly almost feel like for a lot of you, though, this is talking about not listening to your inner child. Because your inner child would be like, take the fucking leap. Excuse my language. Like, go for it. Like, your inner child's like, yeah. Well, at least mine is. Like, ooh, something shiny. Let's go. Cotton candy. Way. That's, but again, I heard man-child. So some of you are dealing between a new beginning and a man-child. Woman-child, whatever. Take it out, resonates. Underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. Number 8, indecision. Well, mother trucker. Are you not in indecision or what? It's indecision pertaining to number 35, long road. So, you're making your road longer because the longer you don't make a choice or a decision, the longer it's going to take once you make the choice and decision. However, I will say that we're talking about, is this new beginning going to be a long road? And this is something familiar, and that's why we're staying with it? Like, what's going on here? We do have number 6, love, which in essence is the Lovers. However, it depicts internal self-love. So if we're talking about an inner child, you need to honor it and give yourself self-love. If we're talking about a soulmate connection, because it's Gemini energy, the lovers, I mean, take your power back. Take your power back. This gives your power away. Meditate. Indecision gives your power away. Meditation, asking for clear signs, having faith in the future, trusting in yourself and your decision making gives you your power back. That's what I got. That's what I got for all of yous. All right, let's read some chatty chats. Potty moth. You got a potty moth. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa. Hold momentum. Uno momento. Need an emergency spiritual session with you, Amber. Do you? Really? Are you laughing? Hold on one second. I hope I just did that right. LeAnn, did you get that? Well, I'll send you a link if you're... LeAnn, you crack me up. Choices have been made. I can reenact the best emojis. Oh, I crackle me up. Hold on. I'm just sending people stuff. Nobody else is asking questions or talking, so I guess I'll just, do my own personal thing while I'm just sitting here with no love. Yeah, me and LeAnn are just like chatting it up without you guys. I'm just doing it. I do trust Lionsgate. What are you talking about, Sean? Sean's gonna get put in timeout. Hi, Catherine. We just ended. I have to put all the timestamps in. I was just sitting here communicating via Facebook Messenger. So LeAnn, I sent you the coaching, but then I also sent you the reading because I wasn't sure exactly what you needed or was searching for. That was LeAnn, right? Yes. Okay. I'm just checking. I have to reread the names. Hello, Catherine. I love Catherine. She's freaking amazing. And then there's Sean. Sean's gonna get put in timeout. So Do you want me to just do, okay. So I'm doing a super chat for LeAnn. Super chat for LeAnn. I gotta write the timestamp down. Let's find out, LeAnn. Let's see what we're gonna do. What kind of reading do I want to do for that? What do we got? LeAnn. You mean not just their intentions with any rando? Just you specifically? I got it. All right. This is for LeAnn. Here, let me move my phone. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Oh, one more. One more, please. Okay. So, a few things ploppled out. We do have number 40, the 6th chakra archangel Metatron. This is clarity of thought and personal vision pertaining to, it feels like some kind of a judgment because we have number 23 and then a long road, number 35. It feels almost like somebody intuitively understanding that this could be a long road, long term, making a judgment on that. With the page of air, I feel like there is going to be communication, clarity, and truth coming in. And then we have the moon, Pisces energy. Again, I feel like this is talking about your intuition, following your intuition. But I also feel like this could pertain to something transpiring around the full moon, which is full moon. It's the day after Lionsgate. Full moon in Aquarius on the 9th. And then we have the 6 of water. There could be something pertaining to the past or somebody that's coming back around from the past. There also could be a fear tied to the past. Maybe a past experience kind of creeping up, needing to kind of move through that, whether it's your side or their side, although I am asking about their intentions, where they're at. On the internal, we've got kind of up in the air, adjacent possibilities, anything's possible. And number 33, murky thoughts, which feels like somebody's kind of leaning towards, I don't know, I'm not sure. With number 11, we've got justice, Libra energy, balance, which I find interesting because then we have the queen of air, which is Libra. So we have 2 Libra cards here, and I feel like you're coming into some kind of balance. I also feel like this is about you. I feel like you need to be balanced in where you're at energetically, so as to not put out any kind of energetic like fear, stress, anxiety, overthinking, you know. But also I feel like this person might find you very balanced, very you could be in their thoughts more than just in the DM. Whoa. Okay. Number 48, next full moon. What did I just say? What did I say? Okay. And then we have plans. Seeing you is a priority for me. I want to make plans with you. And then we have positive. My intentions are pure and I want only to elevate and improve your life. So, that's your answer. That's your answer. It looks good. It looks good. Good. Go for it. Oh my gosh, get out of your head, LeAnn. Go for it. Enjoy yourself. You have tea to spill. Okay. Do you want to do that in a session? That wasn't my mind. That was the cards. Do you want to spill the tea here? Or do you want to, so if you look at the first one I sent you, the coaching session, there's a 30-minute one. Or I think you have to scroll down a little bit. Or I wouldn't do a reading one because if you want to actually FaceTime chat, it would be either the half hour or the hour session. I don't know. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I got stuffles to do. By stuffles, I mean it's time for me to go have a cigarette. Yes, message me. Do that. We'll figure out. We'll figure out what shoe fits. If any shoe fits. All right. Love everybody. I will see you. Yes, I believe next Wednesday and Friday. And then that's when things are going to be switcheroonied. So just pay attention. Like, click the notification bell. You'll know when I'm here. You'll know when I'm here when you're like, oh, she's not here. So I appreciate you all. You guys are amazing sauces. I will see you all very soon. Thank you for new subscribers, new members. You guys rock. All right. Loves you long time. I see you later. Oh, I got to end the broadcast. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be here like 24/7.